All right, guys. So listen up. The markets are at quite of an interesting position, but also quite boring. So then I was like, what else can we do on the Sunday live stream? So what I did is I went to my Instagram, where we currently have more than 150,000 followers, and I let you guys decide what we're going to do. And a lot of people asked for a Q&A, so you had the entire day on Instagram to ask the questions that you have live, trading, crypto, whatever you want to ask about, okay? So I lined up the most important questions when it comes down to trading, when it comes down to life, and when it comes down to the crypto space that we are going to cover in this video. Now, I want to give you the opportunity as well, since of course this is a live stream, to ask questions in the chat as well. So make sure that you have your chat open, make sure that you have a pen and a paper ready as well, for if I drop a nugget that you might like and that you might want to implement in your life. By the way, if you're new to the channel and you don't know me yet, my name is Camille. I also go by the name of Trading Wizard, and on this channel I share more about the reality of day trading instead of all of the nonsense you see. So instead of all of the free signal groups, the call groups and all of the stuff, I made more than 950x in the markets publicly, and I'm showing you what it actually takes to achieve success in this space. Now, when we're looking at the questions, I saw some pretty interesting questions. Now, what I want you to understand is that I think that we're currently living in a information crisis or an information overload almost, okay? Where there's so much information online. The problem is that no one does anything with it. So I wouldn't say that we're in an information crisis, I would say that we are in an implementation crisis, where everyone knows everything, but no one does something with the information. So that's why I'm saying, make sure that you have your notebook ready and your pen. And if you hear something that you like, I want you to ask yourself, how can I implement this for myself instead of just watching, okay? Way too many people are looking now at how am I going to change my life, and they're watching motivational reels all day. It's all fine that a guy does push-ups in the rain and you might feel motivated for 10 seconds, but I want you to understand your life is not going to change from that. So how can you use that information in order to change your life, okay? Now, when we're looking at this, the first question is, what is the biggest mistake beginners make in day trading right now? When I'm looking at this all comes down to what I've just have explained. I think that one of the biggest problems at the moment is that people don't see the normal view anymore of day trading because of social media. So they think, hey, I see this guy, he's making it, he has some crazy amounts of money, we are living in this new age, so I can do this too, and it will work in 30 days. I'm some genius. Guys, when you're looking at me, you're not looking at someone who did a 30-day boot camp and became rich, okay? I am in the crypto space since 2017, okay? I'm trading for more than 5 years. Everything you're seeing now, when you're looking at my Christmas tree, yes, it has, I think, more than 30 boxes of Hermes below there. When you're looking at all of the Loro Piana shopping I do on Instagram, that is an output of what I did, okay? That is not something that took me 30 days. It's something that took me years before I achieved this level. Now, this is something where people may make the mistake, in my opinion, is that they think that you can just randomly start something now, and in the upcoming 30 days, you will be rich. Okay? Everything that is built up quickly is not, most of the time, worth something nice. Okay? The longer you do it, the more you learn it, the better you will become at it, the more you will eventually get paid. I always give the example of lawyers and doctors, okay? A lawyer studies for 8 years before he gets paid big. A doctor studies for 9 years before they get paid big. Why do you think that the highest paying skill in the world, trading, is going to pay you after 30 days? Okay? This means as well that when you are starting to do something, I want you to realize that you shouldn't change the entire approach after 30 days. You won't see the crazy results after 30 days. And one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they pick one strategy and now they think if it doesn't work after a month, I'm going to change it. There's this favorite word of mine, okay? It's focus. So I bought this book, yeah? I bought this one. It's a first edition book of Trump with Robert Kiyosaki from the most famous book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, so they made a book together. I have a signature as well. Yeah, paid 600 euros for this first edition book. But they said something in the book, and that was focus. Follow one course until successful. And that is something that I've believed in my entire life. I don't believe in doing 20 things average. I believe in doing one thing very, very fucking good. And when I'm looking at trading, I think that that is one of the biggest mistakes people make. They don't make the full commitment, but they are making half commitments. Half to a strategy and half to trading itself. They want to do some drop shipping on the side because then they can fund their trading. And on the other side, they're doing YouTube automation. And on the other side, they're doing management of this and this and this. All nonsense. When I'm looking at this, focus. Follow one course until successful. When you're looking at trading, follow one strategy until successful. It's that simple, okay? Now, when we're looking at number 2, what does your full pre-market schedule look like? It's very simple. I wake up, yeah, hopefully. I wake up, I make my cup of coffee, I get my notebook out, I write down 5 things that I'm going to do today that bring me closer to what I want to achieve in life. And I look, okay, in the markets, where are we in the range? So to keep it very simple, I'm a range trader. If you want to know what ranges are and you don't know yet, go to my free school below, where I literally explain to you all the fundamentals of ranges. I look at, and I simply just look, where are we currently in the range? On the S&P, we are currently in an interesting phase in the range, but when I'm looking at BTC, we are at a very shitty position of the range, okay? So then I want to ask myself, okay, is there a possibility that in this range I can do something today? Yes? If there is, then I will say, okay, are there already the right triggers for me to actually take the shot? Very unlikely. Most of the time, it's just waiting until somewhere in the day it hits. If that's the case, then I will just put notifications on and I do something else. I do research about the markets or I do something else, and I have all of my notifications on my phone ready for if I have to approach the markets. Now, this is something I do every single morning because this is the only reason why I have freedom while being a trader. A lot of people make the mistake by thinking that if you trade, you need to be 24/7 behind the screens. An unstructured trader indeed needs to do that. A structured trader knows that his morning analysis is almost everything. Setting the notifications and waiting until you actually get the triggers. That's it. Yes? Now we have, which market do you think offers the best opportunities? I think, I don't know if this person was talking about crypto market, stock market, or whatever. From that perspective, I think that the crypto market has the best volatility and the best rules, basically, of the game. I started in stocks, by the way. When we're looking at this, there is another form of or another perspective of this question as well, and that is uptrend, sideways market, and downtrend market. For me, downtrending markets I love the most because I'm just, in general, a pretty good shorter. Downtrending markets I by far love the most because it's so easy to just play it towards levels. When I'm looking at uptrending markets, especially in all-time high moments, from an investor's point of view, it's amazing. From a trader's point of view, if we were, for example, let's say, start new. Let's say we will do this. Then from here, because this is uncharted territory, we don't know where we can play it to. So yes, we can mark our stop, for example, here, and the stop is clear. The only problem is we don't know where to take profit. So that's basically here. And everything else is just nonsense, okay? Because there's no data to actually work with that this is a good take profit level. When I'm looking at shorting, there will always be another level to short it to. And that is why, in my opinion, shorting, or for me, I like it more, okay? So which brings the best opportunities? I think from a market perspective, I just love to short, okay? Because it brings the most clear markets, yes? Non-negotiables before entering a trade for a strategy that's too complex to just say in a quick Q&A. For my emotions, it's very simple. I just always ask myself, what is the reason why I went into this trade? Okay, so that's number one. Is it because I listened to my strategy, and that's actually the only good answer? Is it because I got influenced by the news or by a friend? Or is it because, for example, my previous trade went and now I want to spike up the account again? Okay? My non-negotiables are always, why did I enter this trade? Strategy can be the only right answer. Okay? If it was not a strategy trade, at the end of the day, I'm a range trader with a strategy. I'm not a fundamental trader. I'm a technical trader. So I will listen to my strategy, nothing else. Okay? Again, if you want to know my strategy, just go to the free school below. Yes? Let me see. How can I start range trading if I have limited time? It really depends. Do I think trading should be something that you should do on the side? In the beginning, you maybe can start doing it. Do I think it's a sustainable thing to always do on the side and do it like a side hustle? Fuck no. Everyone who sells you trading as a side hustle will most probably scam you with some affiliate link. That's simple. Or they will put you in their free signal group. Trading is not a side business. It's a main business at the end of the day. You can start it during your side business, and in my opinion, that's the best thing, where you still have cash flow in to fund your business, since, of course, you won't be profitable in day one. But besides that, at the end of the day, it will take full time. Okay? You don't want to think of other stuff while you are a trader. Why? Because it's the most emotional business. It's an emotion business, where your job is to keep the emotion as low as possible. But at the end of the day, you cannot be influenced by other factors. So that's why I say, in my opinion, how can you do it with limited time? Just don't complain. I think that if you are not willing to sacrifice stuff, just lower the desire. When I'm looking at myself, I started when I was working from 9 in the morning until 12 in the evening. I went home, okay, and from my house, I opened up the laptop until 4 a.m. Then I went to sleep for 4 hours, and then I started working again for almost a full year straight. That's how I managed to balance it. Again, in the beginning, I don't believe in balance. In the beginning, I believe in sacrifice, and the question is, are you willing to make that sacrifice? If you're not, then lower the desire. It's that simple, okay? I think people are way too focused on living the perfect balanced life, while, in my opinion, every good entrepreneur who actually made it, you will see that they are looking for balance now it goes well, but in their beginning stages, most of the time, they didn't have any balance. That's why we have hairlines like this, okay? Even though I went to Turkey, I didn't do my hairline, but my hairline isn't that good anymore, yeah? It brings a lot of stress with it. And sometimes an healthy lifestyle, okay? What was the worst trade you ever made, and what did you learn from it? I would say the worst loss I had was because I was way too tired. Maybe because of the previous thing. I was way too tired. I FOMO'd in during a event that I didn't know it was happening. It was during FOMC. I went into a Dogecoin trade. The problem was I didn't do my research about that the exchange already contacted me for 3 days that they were going under maintenance. Didn't know it, okay? So I go walk with the dogs, and I see that the market tanks to the downside, heavily. What do? I think, oh, don't worry, I have a stop loss in. During maintenance, the stop loss won't get hit. Yeah. So it was a straight up liquidation, and not even the liquidation that I wanted. Because of the maintenance, it went even way lower. Okay? Again, I don't blame the exchange for this. It was me. I FOMO'd in, zero strategy, and when I'm looking at it from a perspective, I just didn't, I wasn't sharp enough when it comes down to knowing the news. So that was a pretty massive hit I took. Yeah, it is what it is. And again, what did I learn from it? The first questions. Why am I entering a trade, and what is my emotional state? If I just ask myself those, I wouldn't take the trade. Yeah, that's what separates a beginner from an expert. Yeah, by knowing these simple things. Again, when I'm looking at traders, the moment they realize that it's an emotion business is the moment when they go hard. A lot of people think it's just a technical business. Guys, technicals is maybe 20% of what you're doing. 80% is how you behave in the strategy with your emotion. The majority of your losses don't come from the strategy. A lot of strategies work. The biggest problem for you is that you cannot keep yourself to the strategy. That's the problem. Copy. Okay? What is your outlook on Bitcoin for over the next 12 months? When I'm looking at this, again, I look at the markets from a trading perspective. So I look at it from a range-to-range perspective and a level-to-level perspective. And this is why I will never ever do the predictions. Everyone who will tell you, no, listen, it's going to be here in 2026, is taking it straight up out of their ass. No one knows. There can happen so much in a year, that making those kind of predictions, in my opinion, it doesn't make a lot of sense. What I want to do is I just always want to ask myself, what is the next level where I can play it to? Yeah? What is the next level where I can play it to? In this way, you will never ever miss a level. This was the reason why I was able to short it from here to here in the previous cycle. Because I didn't look at, but it could potentially go to this piece of uncharted territory. No, for me, it wasn't, that was not efficient. I just played with what can I currently see and to which level can it potentially go. In this way, you will never ever miss a level. And this is why ranges are so important, okay? How much capital do you really need to trade seriously? I think that this is an important question, since a lot of people, they mess up here thinking that you need a prop firm in order to become a successful trader. It's very simple. When you're looking at most prop firms, I know, or I've met quite some owners, I can tell you the majority of them are just Ponzi schemes. When you're looking at it, why would you trade with so much limits on it? Okay, so many rules. A lot of people think that they will be automatically a better trader if they trade with more money. While more money means more emotions. It's very simple. If you cannot make 10K from 1K, you won't be able to make 100K from 10K. Okay? Write that down for yourself. If you cannot make 10K from 1K, you won't be able to make 100K from 10K. In my opinion, showing yourself that you can make something from a small amount is proving yourself that you understand the skill. Because at the end of the day, you're doing exactly the same thing. And then you have some people saying, no, but listen, then I don't feel it. I don't feel it if I have a $20 profit. That's the whole idea. That you don't feel the wins and you don't feel the losses. Yes, that's the whole idea. So that's way better than saying, I'm going to put up 20K of all of my savings in here, because then I feel it. That's what you should do in the casino, okay? Not here. The only way how you can learn this in the right way is from an emotionless point of view. So I would always say start with as small capital as possible and show yourself first that you understand the market. How much can you make from small capital? If you can make it a small capital, then trade your way up. That's simple, okay? Let me see. How do you know when it's time to stop trading for the day? I like that one because I think that a lot of people, they really mess up here. It's very simple. Have daily hit targets, okay? Have your hit target. Let's say, for example, you're aiming for, let's say, 1% or 2% in a day, okay? It's unsustainable to do it every single day of the year, but it's a perfect aim. Aim to do that, yeah? Once you've hit that mark, what I did is I'm already placing my stop at that mark, so it's locked in. Everything that I get above it is play money, okay? at the end of the day, the most important thing should be that the initial money is locked. You will see that that is way harder than it sounds, and that you are going to appreciate the play money way more after you've seen how hard it is to actually lock in that 1 or 2% on a daily basis. Okay? Don't just randomly spray and pray and think, hey, I'm a trader, so I should trade today. Yes, you should trade, but at the end of the day, you should have targets as well. Because otherwise, you're just wandering around with no goal. Doesn't make any sense. Okay? Because otherwise, there is no limit. Okay. How do you stay consistent when nobody is watching? I like that one. I think for everyone it should be a different answer, because I think that everyone should have a different purpose in life. And I think that a lot of people, they don't have their purpose clear for themselves in life. And I think that that is what makes it hard to stay consistent. For myself, it's very clear. I have a very clear purpose for myself of where I want to go. Okay? So this means that every single day when I wake up, I know that if I'm not going to work like I used to, okay, what will happen is I will stay very far away from the guy that I want to become. Okay? So this means that even if no one is watching, I have to work my ass off. Now what a lot of people do is they live now for social media. And this means that if they have a slight success and they made a story post about it, they can stop now. Because they already proved themselves. I think that you should look way more from purpose from within than material things. I've been blessed enough to become, to make some money at a young age. So I became a millionaire at 18 and a multi-millionaire at 19. Okay? So I've seen a lot of material in my life from a young age. This was for me a very blessed opportunity to see that material is not everything. But this is something you will only or always hear from rich people. What I do say is I will never ever say it's not worth it. Sometimes you have some rich motherfucker saying in a Ferrari, oh yeah, no, but this Ferrari doesn't make happy. Shut up, okay? Yeah, don't chase this. No, trust me, that doesn't make happiness. Shut up. I would say to everyone who's watching this, try to achieve the highest success ever. And buy everything you want. And then see for yourself if it brings happiness. Okay? Because for everyone it will be different. People want and buy what they were deprived from. When I'm looking at myself, I grew up in a rich kid school while I was not rich myself. So the only way for me to show other people that I was something was through clothes. Okay? I tried to fit in, but I was deprived from it. I couldn't do it. Yes? So this is why clothes always was such a thing for me. This is why now, still, I think I spent like 70k euros a month on that. I was deprived of it, and now I can do it. So I love it. If you are never deprived from this, and if you went to a normal school, and you never had to show other people that you were something as well, you most probably won't feel me in there. Okay? Other people who work a 9 to 5 are deprived from freedom. So vacation for them is everything. And they can justify for themselves expensive vacations, expensive hotels. Why? Because they were deprived from it. They're deprived from that freedom. Guys, I haven't been working a normal 9 to 5 since I was 18. Okay? So this means that the last 5 years I could have made my own days. I don't need vacation. I don't want vacation. I want to work because I'm not deprived from it. To understand people, you need to understand what they were deprived from. And this is the only way how you can see why people spend money on certain things. Okay? When you're looking at the rich kids, yeah? Very rich parents, you will see that most of the time they indeed don't wear the shiny clothes like new money does. Why? They never had to justify themselves. Okay? They never had to. So for them, indeed, it's fine to wear sloppy clothes. The reason why new money is such a thing is because people are proud to finally be able to afford it. Okay? You need to understand people what they were deprived from. That's the only way to understand their spending. Yes? It's that simple. If your parents never had a crazy car, you maybe are now the car guy. Let's see, okay? See what you were deprived from. It's that simple. Okay. Let me see. What habit changed my life the most? It's pretty simple. It's this. Just my notebook. Having my notebook and my pen every single morning and writing down 5 things that bring me closer to my goals. It's that simple. I was the guy as well. Wake up, trying to find the perfect millionaire morning schedule. The perfect one, okay? 2 a.m. in the night, watching videos. Yeah, but this guy does this in the morning. This guy does this in the morning. What did I do? I tried everything, okay? Every single thing. Sometimes I was doing it for 2 to 3 hours in the morning. Then I realized now I wasted 2 to 3 hours to prepare for the day. Yeah, and like almost my entire day was more preparing for the day than actually living the day myself. Didn't make any fucking sense. So then I just put it down to the core and I asked myself, okay, what is the most important thing for me to do in the morning? I need to wake up, be energized. Okay, bought a coffee machine. Woke up, made coffee, sit down, and just write down 5 things that I have to do today in order to call it a successful day. I don't believe in success as something that's achieved once and now you have it. I see it as you need to do certain things every single day to call it a successful day. Okay? See it for yourself. But I know that if I do certain 5 things, I know that if I do that for the upcoming 90 days, shit will change. Yes? Success is a delayed indicator. Everything you are doing now, you won't see the difference tomorrow. But you will see the difference in 90 days if you do it every single day. If I do 1 push-up now, or let's say 100 now, I won't see the difference tomorrow. But if I do 100 push-ups every single day for the upcoming 90 days, there will be a difference. If you learn trading now, and you are going to do a charting session on TradingView now for 2 hours, you won't see a very big difference. You may know how to navigate. If you do this for the upcoming 90 days, every single day, 3 hours with a strategy, in 90 days you will be a completely different person. It's that simple. Okay? Let me see. What have been your biggest mindset shift in the past few years? So for me, it's very simple. I just have one mindset, and that is that I want to show everything what's possible, even if you got the wrong cards. Okay? When I'm looking at myself, guys, I am very dyslexic. Like very dyslexic. I still read 2 books a week. Okay? When I'm looking at my stuttering, I stutter like crazy. Still, I'm here every single Sunday talking to you guys. I'm on my Instagram talking to more than 100,000 people every single day. I did door-to-door sales where I was speaking every single day. And I want to just show people that you don't need the right cards. I didn't grow up rich. I became rich. Okay? Why? Because I want to show people that you can do whatever you want, as long as you put the work in it. And as long as you are willing to sacrifice. Now, something I've seen in a book, I really like that one, is be careful who you're hating on, because you might become someone their biggest motivation. A lot of people doubted me in my life. And a lot of people, they always said, oh yeah, but you stutter, so you cannot do this. Yeah, but you're dyslexic, and this and this and this. And a lot of people doubted me. And that doubt always was the energy for me to always continue. Okay? I want you to understand, you may think that hating on someone is effective, but trust me, you might have just become someone's biggest motivation to go 20 times harder on you. Yeah? So be careful hating, guys. Be careful hating. Because your hate might be steroids into your opponent's arm. Focus on yourself. That's the best thing to do. Okay? Let me see. How do you handle periods when everything seems to go wrong? As long as the input is fine, just go on. Sometimes life itself will give you a lot of lessons. And what a lot of people do is they will get some lessons in life and they will completely ignore it. They will pray to God or they will meditate or whatever you do for growth. Okay? They will ask God, God, please give me growth. Please, please. Now God gives them a couple of lessons for growth. And they say, oh no, what is the world doing to me? Oh no, why is it always me? Doesn't make sense. Because you asked for the lessons. My father passed away 5 months ago. Okay? I could have been crying now and say, oh, and my life is ruined because my biological father is gone. Now my stepfather who raised me is gone. Oh no, why is it always me? Yeah? Or I say, hey, they both gave me beautiful lessons. Let me continue in life. Understand that people in your life come and go. It is a blessing to have such an understanding on an early age. Let's continue with life and make everyone proud. Your father or mother or someone who passed away won't be looking down at you thinking, oh yeah, it's beautiful that he is crying in the corner of his room. No, he won't. Okay? He wants you to succeed. He wants you to do stuff. It's all perspective. So when everything seems to go wrong, you need to turn the perspective. And I know how hard that sometimes sounds. Okay? I know how stupid it sometimes sounds. Because you just want to be the guy who is grinding 24/7 and is not being pulled out of his schedule. I get it. But if it was that easy, maybe it wasn't worth it. How I look back now at this year, at 2025, I'm proud of myself that I'm still standing up straight. Okay? Because I had a lot of shit this year. But it was also one of my biggest trading years ever. Why? Because I said I won't let this affect me in a negative way. It needs to be in a positive way. I have to turn it somehow. And you can do this too. It's all perspective. A good book about this is Men Search for a Meaning. Men Search for a Meaning from Viktor Frankl. Okay? Someone says, yeah, the crypto market is crashing now. Just for yourself, a quick lesson. Always have the daily open, okay? So always have your daily perspective open and just see that, is this a real crash? This? No. What a lot of day traders have is they have their 5-minute open, yeah? Or sometimes even the let's say for example, the 1 minute. And they say, oh, no, everything's dumping. Put it into perspective. Okay? Just put it into perspective. Is this a real dump today? Okay? Into perspective. Let me see. How do you decide who gets access to the market wizards? Good. It's a good question. For me, it's simple. I don't want to work with nitwits or dipshits or however you want to call it. I just want to work with people who understand, hey, this won't be an easy journey and I'm okay with that. I will be willing to say, hey, fuck it, I'm going to sacrifice this and this and this. And I'm willing to partner up with new family members, okay? It's pretty easy. I'm going on a call with them and see, do I like them as a person? Either me or my team. If it's a fit, it's a fit. If not, it's not. Same goes for school, okay? When I'm looking at school and the request, I posted multiple times on my story, I think that we maybe 3 out of 10 actually get in, okay? You need to give me the right answers in order to come in. Why would I give you free knowledge if you don't even put 1 minute in explaining why you want to get in? Doesn't make any sense, okay? In Dutch, voort wat, hoort wat. Okay? Let me see. What is your advice on mentorships in the trading world? I think a lot of people, they make the mistake by just joining five at the same time, because again, then you are focusing on multiple things. I would say if you do it, pick one. I would say as well, first understand the fundamentals and see if you can actually stick to that. Okay? So what a lot of people do is they say, no, and I will just start because they have this 2 a.m. motivation. Those people won't be let into my group. It's very simple. I always say, hey, what do you understand of the current markets? Do you understand the basics? Yes or no? If yes, okay, for how long are you already doing it? Did you make your first losses? Yes or no? If yes, okay, why are you still sticking through? And that's when we understand more about why someone is actually doing stuff. Okay? What advice would you give to your 18-year-old self? That's the last one. It's a good one. To my 18-year-old self. I would say input is output. It's that simple. Okay? Input is output. The more you put into something, the more you can expect. And that is with everything in life. Okay? With everything in life. If it's with trading, if it's with gym, if it's with anything. The more you put in, the more you can expect out. Some people think that they work a lot, but they don't do anything. Okay? They act depressed. They say, oh, I cannot wait until the weekend while they're fucking scanning groceries. Okay? Shut up. Look at real work. Yes? For yourself, ask yourself, how much are you actually putting in? The more you put in, the more you can expect out. Okay? Now, let me see. The markets. Okay? The quick overview. The reason why I said it's currently a pretty boring stage is because, as you guys know, I have a range, okay? Marked out a range high, marked out a range low, and marked out a mid-range. Now, one of the biggest problems here is that this is an area where I do something, this is an area where I do something, and this is an area where I do something. We are currently in between ranges, which means that BTC is deciding if it goes to the mid or to the low, okay? I'm 100% sure, okay, never 100%, but somewhere in this week, we will most probably go to one of this level or one of this level. That is one of the moments when I'm going to do something. So I ask myself, what currently is ES doing? ES is currently at a mid-range, okay? Now, one of the hard things of this is that we currently have a wick here, what makes it impossible for me to long this, okay? So I will only look for upcoming shorts, since when I'm looking at this, for a short, this could be possible. From a long perspective, to place a stop here will be almost impossible. Now, when I'm looking at this from the crypto space, at the end of the day, it's still following it. So how I have a bigger, clear picture on the S&P, I don't have this clear picture on BTC. So what do I know? I will have to wait now for ES tomorrow to give me an opening to play with on BTC, okay? That's why I said in the beginning of the stream, it will be a bit boring since BTC is doing absolutely nothing at the moment. Well, one of my things that I'm currently looking at is that we are still in a pretty hard downtrend, okay? And there's nothing for me to actually look for longs. I shared this in the free school as well. There was nothing last week to be bullish about, okay? Absolutely nothing. And then we got this massive down move here, okay? When I'm looking at this, this is for now still the same reason. There's at the moment nothing for me where I say, hey, I'm going to pull in a long here. So I will just have to wait. But again, we are currently in the trend. The most simple saying, the trend is your friend, okay? And we currently just have this down move. So I will have to wait. Tomorrow, I will drop a post review as well, again, in the free school. So if you're not in there, make sure that you join the free school to see the post review when we had the market open. Guys, I want to thank you all for watching this stream again. I think it was a pretty good Q&A. I hope all of you liked it. If you have any other questions, just go to my Instagram DM, where I'm going to respond to all of the other questions as well. Thank you all for watching again, and I will see you all next week. Again, if you want to work together, just go below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe.